know the history?
I know, but
I think it's because they don't.
Exactly, they don't know very well the history. Yeah.
They
Oh
only
my God!
hear the news.
She says to me that I'm close-minded. That was when we had a big conference with them, the liberals and us, the conservatives, and it was like, wow.
But
So
see,
then,
you would be the person that know both sides well.
yes, exactly.
Because you lived there.
Yes, I lived there, exactly. And Gil too. He lived there 10 years, so and he knows the history. So we didn't talk for years. We didn't have a good relationship. And in 2000, there was the Intifada in Israel. That was a lot of suicide bombers. There was the buses exploding with the, you know how they, it was, and the pizzerias, that kids go to the pizzerias and they blow it because of the
I remember.
Suicide bombers and stuff. So I was at Nob Hill, and she says to me, I saw her there, and she says to me, you know, Mimi, I really, really appreciate what you have said before. I really appreciate what you said, and I'm sorry I had to argue with you.
The truth finally came out.
Yeah. She told me that. I said, you know what, Gail, you are big. To come and confess to me that you are wrong, thank you. I said, you know, Israel is in a bad shape. It was so bad. I said, look what's happening there. What do they want? Israel giving back everything they wanted, and they still doing what they're doing.
Yes.
So they don't want really only their part. They want the whole country.
They want Israel destroyed.
Exactly. They want every piece.
Yeah. They want all the Jews
But
dead.
now again she's a little bit there, but it's much better than before.
Oh.
She even, our family, they gave a lot of money to put a ward, a big part of the hospital in Jerusalem. It's on their name.
Oh, good.
A big ward that they gave money for that.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But on the same token, she's still worried about what's happened to the Palestinians. We're all worried about it, but
it's because she doesn't know the full story.
In what price? Anyway.
Do you know how rich Arafat was when he died?
Yes, in France.
Does she know that?
Yeah.
Most people don't.
They don't know that.
Yeah.
No. Anyway, so that's.
So that's very neat. This is something new that you knew very quickly that he was the one.
Yes.
That's very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you saw him in London. How much?
10
How many
days. 10 days.
10 days.
I think 10 days.
So by then,
at least a week or 10
by
days.
then you already knew him well.
Yes.
By 10 days.
Right.
And then he went to
and then he went to
America,
California to visit, and then I moved back to Israel, and then
he
we
came
met
to
in
Israel,
and I
and
went
he
to
proposed?
meet him at the train, at the French station.
So you were communicating by
yes,
letters?
by letters, but yeah.
And then
he didn't have much Hebrew, and I didn't have much English, so we managed.
Oh,
and then we managed,
interesting.
and then he,
So when you were dating in England,
no, we spoke. He was already
enough.
He was already a year and something in Israel, so he had some Hebrew that we could manage. Yeah, and then he wrote me in English, and I
you knew
to
English
read
too.
that.
Yeah.
So.
But when did he propose?
4 months later.
In Israel.
In Israel.
In kibbutz.
No, not in the kibbutz. I lived with my mother. I left the kibbutz. Because I met him, and I lived with my mother. I worked at the hospital Rambam, the biggest hospital in the Middle East. It's called Rambam, and because that was where I did my army service, so I stayed there as a nurse. And then he worked at this farm somewhere, so we would meet. He had an apartment in this farm place, so I would go meet him there.
And you were fairly close?
Yes, we were close, yeah. So that's, we got back and forth, and then he said, let's do something. And I remember that.
How did he? What did he say?
How he says, well, this is nice. So it'll be nice if we can do more than that. Something like that, I think. So I was ready.
And then what did you say?
I said, yeah, sounds good. I think something like that. It was not like you know, how they do this or they do all these things. No, it was like simple.
Good.
So that was good.
Very good.
All right, so that's enough for today. What do you think? I don't know if we got enough things.
Yeah.
It's good.
So
I know we
yeah,
didn't do
again
a
a lot
but
of
next time we
stories.
can